Sec 1 Mathematics Chapter 9 Percentages Part 1b. Now in this part of today's lesson, we'll be doing on textbook exercises 9.1. Now these are all your offline assignment questions. Please try to complete them. If you do not understand, you can use our video to review the questions. If not, you can just scroll to the answers and just check your work. Now without further ado, we shall begin. Exercise 9.1. Okay, these are the following practice questions for the day. Now, question 1b and 1d, convert each of the following to a percentage. So, the number itself, question 1, part B, 7/8 can be written as a percentage to be 7/8 times 100%, and that will give us 87.5%. Right, then 1d, convert the number 1.37 into a percentage. So 1.37 times 100%, that will be equals to 137%. Now notice this number is bigger than 1, therefore the percentage is greater than 100. Question 2a, convert the following as a fraction and a decimal. So from 7%, if I want to convert it to a fraction, from percentage to fraction, we'll take 7 divided by 100 and leave it as a fraction in the simplest form. So now this is already a simplest form, so this will be the answer. But 7%, I want to change this to a decimal. So the 7 divided by 100. So 7 divided by 100 will give you the number 0.07. So we'll get this answer. Part D, what is 160% in terms of a fraction? 160 out of 100. Okay, but we need to simplify this fraction, 160 over 100, to give me 1 and 3/5, the actual value. Notice that there is no percentage sign anymore. Okay, and then now I want to convert this number into a decimal. This will be 1.6 as a decimal. Have you gotten the answer? Question number 4, part D, express P as a percentage of Q. That means I'm going to take P out of Q. P is 375 out of 200 times 100%. So please write a description. Percentage equals to P out of Q, 375 out of Q, which is 200 times 100%. So you must check the base value. Make sure the base value is correct. So this number will be 187.5%. Have you gotten the answer? Right, now let's move on to the next question. Question number 5, 5a, express y as a percentage of x in each of the following cases. Look very carefully, y as a percentage of x. Okay, so in this case for question 5a, I want to get the percentage. So the percentage will be equals to a percentage of express y, so 30 minutes as a percentage of x. So 4 hours. So it should be 30 minutes out of 4 hours. But now this is hours. So what do we need to do? We need to change hours into minutes. 1 hour have 60 minutes. So 4 times 60 will give me 240 minutes. So that will be 30 minutes out of 240 minutes times 100%, which gives me the answer to be 12.5%. Part B, express y as a percentage of x. So y is 120 milliliter, but x is 3 liters. The units are different, right? So 1 liter is equals to 1000 ml. So we need to convert x into milliliters. Okay, so in this case, the percentage will be taking x as y as a percentage of X. So Y is 120 out of X, which is 3000 ml times 100%. And that gives me a value of 4%. Then now we're going to look at question 6. Question 6 says find the value, 6C, find the value of each of the following. Now they're asking me what's the value of 66 2/3% of 54 seconds. So the value itself will be equals to 66 2/3 divided by 100. So we're going to find percent, right? So take this divide by 100 to change it to a fraction times 54 seconds. And that gives me the number. Remember that inside your calculator to key this, right? Make sure you press the shift button and get a fraction that is like this first before you work out your answers. Okay, now let's work out the answer. What's the answer? Okay, I got 36 seconds. Right. Question number 7. Mr. Singh's monthly salary is so much. He rents a room that cost him 1,200 per month. What is his percentage of the salary that's spent on the rent? So for question number 7, the percentage will be, I'm taking my money on rent, so this is my rental amount, out of my total salary, percentage of his salary, of the salary, so salary is 4,800 times 100%, and this gives me the number 25%. Now all these questions are relatively easy, right? So hopefully you should be able to do them without much of my help. Question number 9. 500 cars pass through a junction in 1 hour. If 0.4% of the cars exceeded the speed limit, find the total number of cars that did not exceed the speed limit. Well, there are many different ways that we can do to find the answers, but what I can do is I'm going to find the first value. So cars that exceeded the speed, okay, I'm going to find that's 4%, 0.4%. So first I'm going to find cars that, number of cars that exceeded speed. Okay, that is 0.4%. So I'm writing it as a fraction, 0.4 over 100 times 500 cars, and that gives me 2 cars. So find the total number of cars that did not exceed the speed limit. So number of cars not exceeding. How do we find the answer? We will have originally 500, right? So 500 minus 2 cars to give me 498 cars. Have you gotten the answer? Okay, question number 11. Now, question number 11 is quite a good question. It tests you a little bit on your concepts, okay, especially identifying the base values for you to find percentages. Now, in this question here, Gopal earns an income of $5,000. So there's a lot of numbers actually. He spent 1,250 on rent, 700 on food, 450 on leisure. So all these are spendings. $100 on transport, all are spendings, and then saves the rest. So there are quite a number of things that we need to take note of. What percentage of his expenditure is on food? So now I'm part A, I'm going to calculate the percentage, right? So I'm going to have percentage of the what? Of expenditure, right? Percentage of expenditure. How much did he spend? What is the expenditure? So I need to do a side note. Total expenditure is, now he spent 1,250 on rent, 700 on food, 450 on leisure, and $100 on transport. Then he saves the rest. So how much is this in total? Okay, I got the answer to be 2,500. So that means I want to find the percentage of the expenditure That means my denominator here, percentage of, it will be something out of 2500, out of the expenditure. Spent on food, how much is spent on food? $700. So this will be 700 out of the 2,500 on expenditure times 100%. And that gives us an answer of 28%. Next question, what percentage of his income goes to savings? So part B, I'm going to find percentage. I want to know what percentage of his income. So it's something of the income. So the denominator over here, this denominator will be the something out of the total income. What is his total income? His income is $5,000. Okay, now what do they want? He goes to savings, right? Oh, that means I need to work out a little bit. If the total expenditure is 250, how much is his savings? So side working, savings is actually $5,000 minus away 2,500. That gives me 2,500. So this is the amount of savings he has. So that will be savings out of the total income times 100%. Now quite clear, this one should be 50%. Have you gotten the answer? Now, why is this question relevant? Because this question actually tells you that you need to take note of the different words, like he say percentage of his expenditure, percentage of the income. These numbers are the ones who decide what is the base value. Okay, the base here in the denominator. Right, now different denominator will have very different answers, so we must make sure we get the base correct. Now, have you understood the concept? Let's move on to the next question. Question number 13. Now, I also like question number 13 because this question actually tells you the importance, highlight the importance of identifying the correct base. That means reading the question very correctly, how to find the percentages. Now, in question 13, Ali's mass is 45 kg. May's mass is 40 kg. So you know very clearly what is the difference. The difference between them is 5 kg, right? So now part A first. Express Ali's mass as a percentage of May. So if I want percentage, they want Ali's mass as a percentage of May's mass. So what is going to be in my denominator? The base value here. This one, would it be Ali's mass 45 or is it May's mass 40? So they say as a percentage of May's mass. So that means this denominator is going to be 40, May's mass. So Ali's mass is 45 over out of 40 times 100%. As you can see, this number is quite big, bigger than 40, so it will be a number more than 100. Okay, I get 112.5%. So that will be the answer. Part B, by how many percent, so I also still need to find the percentage, right? Is Ali's mass more than that of May? Ali's mass more than that of me. Ali is 5 kg more than me, right? So I want to find my percentage. So percentage still need to be over something. What's going to be the base? I know that the difference is 5 kg, but what's going to be the base? They say they want Ali's mass more than that of May. Of May means I want May's weight as the denominator, the base value. So this will be 5 out of 40 times 100%. And that gives us the answer of 12.5%. Well, if you put the wrong denominator, wrong base value, the answer will be very different. So let's take a look at part 2. Now part 2 says, how many percent is May's mass less than that of Ali? So how many is it less? It's 5 kg less, isn't it? But I want to find the percentage now. So the percentage that is less, I know very clearly it's 5 kg, but I want which base value? They say May's mass less than that of Ali's. So of Ali's means the base value is Ali's mass, which is 45 kg times 100%, and that gives you, okay, it's not going to be a nice number, nice decimal place, recurring number, so I can write it as a fraction where I can have an exact value. Or alternatively, if you prefer to write it as a decimal, then it will be 11.1 recurring percent. So also write it as exact as possible. So if can, then I'll write it as a fraction. Have you gotten the concept? We'll move on to the next question. Question number 14. Now in this question itself, we have Peter who hit the target and Cliff who hit the targets. But notice the out of 18 out of 25 shots, another one is 15 out of 20 shots. The base value are different. So in order to do a comparison to see who has a higher percentage of accuracy, I need to convert both of them to percentage. Okay, and then you'll probably expect me to tell you the next part. We will need to write statements for comparison. Okay, so we'll have to be a little bit more hardworking in this question. Now, let's take a look at Peter's. So Peter's percentage, he scored 18 out of 25 shots. So his percentage will be 18 out of 25 shots times 100%. How much is that? I got 72%. Then Cliff percentage is 15 times out of 20 shots. Now notice the base is different. One is 25, one is 20. Then times 100%. That gives me 75%. As such, who has a higher percentage of accuracy? So comparing the two, one is 75 for Cliff and Peter is 72%. So Cliff will have a higher percentage. Next question. Question number 15. The vases produced by two production lines are inspected. Now this is the table given the number of vases inspected. For line 1 is 30, for line 2 is 21. And the number of defective vases that we have found for line 1 is 3 and line 2 is 2 vases. Which production has lower percentage of defective vases? They want a smaller one, right? So now we're going to do our comparison. First we'll start with line 1, then the percentage. The number of defective vases is 3 out of a total of vases inspected is 30 times 100%, and that gives me 10%. Now line number 2, production line, the percentage is given by, I have 2 defective vases out of 21 times 100%. So 2 divided by 21 times 100%. That gives me a number 9, 11 over 21%. Now I try to use the exact value as much as possible. So if that's the case, which production line has a lower percentage of defective vases? Lower percentage, so therefore line 2. Have you gotten the answer? Question number 16. The number of pages in magazine A and magazine B are 64 pages. and 96 pages respectively. Now, the space for advertisement in magazine B is twice that is in magazine A. If the percentage of space used for advertisement in magazine B is 40%, so amount of space, number of pages, sorry. Okay, number of pages with space is actually 40%. 40% out of a total of 96 for magazine B, and this gives us the number to be 38.4 pages. Then they tell us that the space used for advertisement in B, this is 2 times the space used for the advertisement in A. So what does that tell us about the number of pages of space in magazine A? That will be 38.4. This one here is double, right? So 38.4 divided by 2 to give you 19.2 pages. Now find the percentage of space used for advertisement in magazine A. So the percentage in this case will be 19.2 pages out of a total of 64 pages in magazine A times 100%. And that gives me 30%. Have you gotten the answer? Question number 17. A company conducts an analysis on the profile of its customers. 3/5 of its customers are between 20 and 29 years old. Then 60% of the remaining customers, 60% of the remaining, okay, are between 30 and 39 years old. What percentage is this? Are the customers between 20 and 39 years old. So now what we can do is I'm going to draw, like for example, I'm going to take the whole percent. This one is, let's let this be originally a total. So the total percentage of all the customers is 100%. Now I have between 20 and 29 years old. This one is 3/5, right? So 3/5 out of 100% gives me 60%. So that means 20 to 29 is from here to here, 60%. If this is 60%, that means the remaining over here will be 40%. Okay, but then they say out of the remaining, so out of this itself, I have another 60%, okay, of this remaining customer. So this is 60%, 60% of the 40%, which gives me a total of 24%. These people are in the age group 30 and 39. Okay, between 30 to 39. So now they ask me for the percentage of people who are from 29 all the way to 30 years old, 39 years old, sorry. So that means I'll take 60% plus another 24%. So the total percentage will be 60 plus 24, 84%. Have you gotten the answer? Question number 18. Adam and Ben donated the same amount of money during charity. Given that Adam have X dollars and Ben has Y dollars, who donates a greater percentage of his money? Well, this is all in algebra. It's very difficult to understand. So let me just quote an example. Let's say, for example, I have $2, and then this is me, and then you have $10, right? Okay, originally. So X is smaller than Y, so I have lesser money than you. Okay, and we both donated $1. Okay, we both donated $1. Then what is the percentage of the money that we have donated? The percentage will now be 1 out of 2 times 100%, which gives me 50%. Compared to you have 1 out of $10 times 100%, and that is only 10%. So who have a greater percentage? I will donate a greater percentage. Okay, because why is that so? Because in this case, my denominator over here, 1 over something, this is a smaller denominator. So when I have something divided by a smaller denominator, I will get a bigger percentage. So this is smaller, this is bigger. So now when this is bigger, number for my denominator, the bigger the denominator, the smaller the percentage. Okay, so now if I were to consider that Adam and Ben, Adam have originally X dollars, okay, and Ben have Y dollars, and X is smaller than Y. Now they donated a same amount of money, so let it be K dollars. I do not know what's this price, so both have K dollars. The percentage will be K divided by X, my original sum, times 100, and that's 100K over X, compared to the percentage over here will be Y divided by, K divided by X. So they also donated K divided by Y times 100. Okay, and that will be 100K over Y. Now, since the denominator here, this is smaller than this, the denominator is smaller, this is smaller, this one will be bigger. The value percentage will be bigger. Okay, so in this case, who donated a greater percentage? Adam donated a greater percentage. So since 100K over X percent is greater than 100K over Y percent, Adam donated a greater percentage. Alright, now this question is merely for understanding of concepts. It will usually not come out during exam. So just to highlight the importance of the difference in the denominator, the base value, where you compare the percentages. So the different base will create a very big difference in the percentage value. Now we have come to the end of this exercise. We'll see you for the next lesson.